Hare Krishna, Namaste. I had a very great fortune to visit Melkotai, a holy place, a dham, which has been mentioned in the Puranas. It really came to formal existence due to great Acharya, Sripad Ramanujacharya. This town was the place where Sripad Ramanujacharya resided for 12 solid years after he and his disciples left Sri Rangam. This place is very dear to his heart, so much so that he stated that he would place his very spirit in a murti form that bears an exact likeness of him. And he also instructed his disciples to make an effort to reside in this place, even if it is just going to be a small hut. It is said, Sri Ranga Mangala Manim Karunanivasam, Sri Venkatadri Sikaralaya Kalameham, Sri Hastisaila Sikarojvala Parijatam, Sri Sam Namami Sirasa Yadusaila Deepam. There are 4 major and important temples in the southern side of India. 1, Sri Ranga Kshetram, which is also known as Boha Mantapam, a place for Lord's enjoyment. Number 2, Sri Venkatadri, also very well known as Tirupati. This is known as Pushpa Mantapam, where the Lord enjoys various flowers, garlands. Number 3, Sri Hastisailam, that is Kanchi Varadaraja. This is known as Tyaga Mantapam, where the Lord appeared in the midst of a fire yagya performed by Lord Brahma. And the 4th place is Melkotai, also well known as Tirunarayanapuram. This place is known as Jnana Mantapam. Sri Rangam is Boga Mantapam, Sri Venkatadri is Pushpa Mantapam, and Kanchi Varadaraja is Tyaga Mantapam, and Melkotai Tirunarayanapuram is Jnana Mantapam. For one who are interested to gain transcendental knowledge, then one must visit this place called Melkotai Tirunarayanapuram and beg to the Lord to bestow the Jnana knowledge. Though Melkotai does not come within the 108 Divya Deshams, the 108 Divya Deshams are listed because of the Alvars singing glories on those holy dhams. But Melkotai doesn't fall into that 108 Divya Desham, but it is a very important Abhimana Sthalam, very dear to all the Vaishnavas. Else, why would Sripad Ramanujacharya would spend 12 years over here in this place? A little background, Sripad Ramanujacharya had to leave Sri Rangam due to atrocities of the Chola king by name Krimikanda Cholan. He was a fanatic king who was very envious about Sripad Ramanujacharya because Ramanujacharya was becoming famous and he was spreading Vaishnavism. Therefore, he wanted to put an end to Ramanujacharya's mission. At that time, one of Ramanujacharya's wonderful disciple by name Kuratarvan, he approached his guru Ramanujacharya and then exchanged their cloth. Ramanujacharya was a sannyasi who was wearing a saffron dress, and then Kuratarvan was a grahastha wearing a white colored dress. So he requested and they exchanged the dress, and also Kuratarvan took the tridanda of Sripad Ramanujacharya, where a sannyasi carries a stick in their hands. So he also took that and projected himself to be Ramanujacharya in front of Krimikanda Cholan. In the process of saving his guru, he lost his 2 eyes. But this is the reason why Ramanujacharya left Sri Rangam and came here to Melkotai. Before coming to Melkotai, that is Tirunarayanapuram, Sripad Ramanujacharya resided in a place called Tondanur, which is approximately 12 to 13 miles from Melkotai. There, after some days, he did not have the mud, the tilak to apply on his forehead. He was running out of it. Because of that, he then fasted for 3 days, not able to wear the tilak on his forehead. One of the day, the Lord appeared in his dream and then told him to come to Yadavagiri, that is Melkotai, and told him that he is being buried or he is residing in a place for a long time. The Lord instructed him to take him out and start the worship, and he also said he will get the mud, the tilak. A short background: the deity over here was originally worshipped by Brahma in Satyaloka. Then Brahma gave the deity to his son Sanat Kumara, who then established the deity in this location. And at that time, this place was well known as Narayanadri. This was during Satya Yuga. Next, in Traita Yuga, Dattatreya worshipped the same deity, and this place at that Yuga was known as Vedhadri. And in Dwapara Yuga, it is said Balaram and Krishna worshipped this deity, and this place at that time in Dwapara Yuga was known as Yadavagiri or Yadavadri, Yadushaila. In Kali Yuga, this deity was worshipped by Sripad Ramanujacharya and well known as Tirunarayanapuram, or also well known as Melkotai or Melkotai. This temple, this town, is well known for many learned Vedic scholars. This place is also known as Dakshina Badrika Ashram. In north, Badrika Ashram is located where Nara and Narayana resides there. Over here in the south, it is said the same Badrika Ashram is known as Dakshina Badrika Ashram or Melkotai, Tirunarayanapuram. There was a Muni, Sandilya Muni, who was on the southern side, want to go to Badrika Ashram on the north side. But the Lord appeared to him and instructed him, there is no need for you to go over there at this time. Rather, you can perform your austerity here in Dakshina Badrika Ashram, which is Tirunarayanapuram, Melkotai. This town itself situated on mountain. It's a very beautiful place. It's full of mountains, surrounded by mountains with lot of trees. Its beauty just pulls our heart. The residents of this place are so much in love with the Lord. As we enter into this town, we will see on the top of the hill a Gopuram, a temple which is for Lord Narasimha in a yoga posture. So he is Yoga Narasimha. Then we go further down in the town, we'll come to a beautiful temple, very historic temple. And this temple has a Moolavar, a big deity whose name is Tirunarayana Perumal. And there is a Utsavar, meaning that deity is taken out for procession. His name is Selva Pillai. It was Swami Ramanuja who retrieved the Utsava Perumal. Once Melkotai had been raided by the Muslim emperors. Along with many treasures, Utsava Perumal was also taken to Delhi by the emperor. Swami Ramanuja took an effort to personally meet with the emperor in Delhi and requested for the deity to return the deity. the Utsava Perumal, Selva Pillai. The emperor showed him a room full of deities that was stolen from many temples and asked him to identify his lord, the deity that he wanted to take. And Sripad Ramanuja, when he entered the room was filled with so many deities and many other things that was taken from many temples. Ramanujacharya called out, Selva Pillai, meaning my dear darling child. Ramanujacharya considered himself to be the father of the divine child, who was none other than the Supreme Father, Krishna. Ramanujacharya was in the mood of Nandagopa and Yashoda. When Ramanujacharya called out for the Lord, the deity instantly walked out to Swami Ramanuja, who then named the deity Sampath Kumara. An important thing to note here, the Lord starts listening to his devotees like an innocent child. But then, as Sripad Ramanujacharya was taking the deities back to south, the emperor's daughter, who had become very attached to the Selva Pillai, to the deity, could not live without the deity. Therefore, she also followed Swami Ramanuja to Melkotai, and later it is said that she attained the Lord's lotus feet. Her name was Bibi Nachiyar. Besides this temple, Tirunarayana Perumal, there is also, as we mentioned earlier, another temple of Sri Yoga Narasimha on the top of beautiful hill that is nearby. We also had an opportunity to climb the mountain. It was like a feast to the eyes to see this beautiful hilltop temple, which was filled with monkeys, goats, cows, and also many devotees chanting the name of the Lord and climbing the mountain. This entire town of Melkotai, and more importantly, the pond called Kalyani Tirtham Pushkarani, can also be seen from the top of this hill. It is said 20 miles radius around this Tirtham generates a strong desire for one to attain Vaikunta. Therefore, this Kshetram, this holy Dham, is also known as Vaikunta Vardhana Kshetram, a place that develops desire to attain Sri Vaikuntam. We were also very fortunate to visit an institute in that place called Bhagavat Ramanuja National Research Institute, which was under Karnataka Sanskrit University. It was an amazing place where they had so many of old literatures which were written in the palm leaf. All that was very nicely preserved, and they have been working on many projects to bring those things into a book format. There were researchers specifically for Upanishad, there were researchers specifically for Itihasas and Puranas. It was such a nice experience to see our old Granthams written by great Acharyas and saints. We request that please visit this beautiful holy Dham, Kshetra, and get the blessings of Tirunarayana Perumal, of Selva Pillai and Yoga Narasimha. It is not far from Bengaluru. It is between Bangalore and Mysore. They also have a guest house if anyone would like to spend a night or two. It is said that one who takes bath in the Kalyani Pushkarani for 3 days and take the darshan of Yoga Narasimha and Tirunarayana Perumal will be considered as they have done 12 Ashwamedha Yagyas. whether one can stay for 3 days or not, whether one can build a hut and live in that place as recommended by Sripad Ramanujacharya or not, but at least one can visit a day and get the blessings of the deities. Thank you. Hare Krishna.